Well, hello and welcome back to Of Slight to Men. Wow, it actually has been a hot second since I've said that. I could barely remember the name of our own podcast. But yeah, we're excited to be with you. We're doing a bit of a different thing here, videoing from our own homes. So hopefully you feel as if you're kind of sitting with us at a cafe. That's always been the vibe we wanted to go for with the Daily Magician, is if you sit down with us at a cafe and we just have a normal conversation. So I guess Benji drinking and potentially eating later will make that feel more authentic for you. But yeah, how
Also,
you doing, Bench?
we never sit down at cafes, so that's really not actually very authentic. Like, when was the
Yeah,
last time you? I don't know about you. I never go to cafes. I never sit. We've never sat down at a cafe in the last like
I mean, the last I remember is last Blackpool when we got the
maybe
Great British Breakfast.
in Italy when we just after FISM after we
Yeah.
won a FISM award for being the best company in Magic. I mean, sorry, best newsletter. Um, no, no,
But that
we,
was actually didn't we go to KFC?
no. You're thinking of no. We did actually, but then we also went to the cafe that Giacomo recommended. What
Hmm,
nice one. I don't even
true.
call it a cafe. It's more of a restaurant,
That
but
was the most swanky we've ever been.
yeah.
Very satisfying as well because Giacomo turned up as we were eating there, saw that we actually followed up on his
Yeah,
recommendation.
yeah,
That
yeah.
felt very good.
And it was like there wasn't enough seats for them to get food or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
All the tourists were taking them up. Yeah.
But anyway, all that to say, if this feels at all like you're not sitting at a cafe chatting with us, that's probably just because we don't
We're
know
out of
how to do that,
practice.
out of
Yeah,
practice.
how do you sit in a cafe and eat with people?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, I guess a
And
restaurant.
context,
A restaurant.
the reason I'm drinking this pink liquid is it's an electrolyte drink. I went for a run this morning. My body needs refueling.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to tell Benji not to do it during the podcast, but he told me I actually have to eat or I'll die. So
More or
we
less.
settled on this compromise.
Yeah. All right, yeah, let's get into it. So we're gonna do a podcast. Hopefully, it's a good one. I honestly feel bad because I feel like we've been. I know we haven't been super regular with the podcast, but I was like, I mean, we put stuff up now and then. Like we put podcast episodes up now and then I looked at the last episode, and I think it was like July,
No,
August. I don't.
no. November.
Okay, but
It's
it was
long
pretty.
enough.
Yeah, it had been a while, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I didn't realize. So very sorry about that. We're back, and
Hmm.
this year we are so locked in, and for real this time, you're going to get 2 podcasts a month for sure.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, let's kick it off with a bang. This is given that it's the first podcast of 2026. We figured let's talk about 2025. We're going to do a
Of
little award
course.
show impromptu. Me and Jacob are going to talk about some questions. Like I'm not going to spoil all the questions, but one of them is going to be like biggest magic L that we took of the year, like most embarrassing moment, stuff like that. Bit of a recap.
Hmm.
Um, and then we're also going to talk about, trick of the year. The reason that we thought maybe let's do this podcast is, as some of you might know, the Magic Cafe usually holds like a thread where they vote on trick of the year. I say usually, they're doing it this year as well, but just like, I think it's like the least amount of people voting this year that I've ever
Mm.
seen. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad because I think everyone enjoys seeing what people think are the best tricks of the year. And I
Yeah.
always find that cool to be like, oh, what's going to get voted? I love seeing the number of votes, who's voting, what have you. And I thought, oh, it's just a bit of a shame, isn't it? Given all the great stuff that came out last year, let's maybe try and get some more eyeballs. So obviously, you're welcome to go vote on the cafe. Part of the problem there is that I don't think they're letting new people sign up. So that might be part of the problem. We
Yeah.
think we're going to come up with a solution. We're going to create a Facebook group and we're just going to hold polls in the Facebook group. And there'll be a link below this that you can go join. So we'll announce all the details in an email. So if you listen to the podcast, you're probably on the newsletter. If not, go
Mhm.
sign up and you'll hear about it. We'll give you the details, the ins and the outs. But there will be a Facebook group and there will be a poll with all these categories we're going to go over, so the community can vote. And we'll
Can't wait for it to be even more dead than the cafe.
yeah, I know that would be gosh, that would be so embarrassing, and it would be public. It would be,
Don't worry, guys. We're here to save you with an even more dead poll that even less people care about.
and then after that, we'll put it in Discord, and yeah.
Yeah, oh, that'll be the real. Yeah, that's a graveyard.
But
Uh,
don't worry, we're not trying to like rig this so that we win. We probably will win because we put out some really good stuff, but we're not trying to rig it so that we win. No, I'm just kidding. We're not trying to rig it so that we win. We're gonna make a rule where if when we create this Facebook group and you're voting in
mhm,
there, you can't vote for us or our product. I know
mhm.
you all want to, but you can't. Just wouldn't be fair
Yeah,
because obviously there's going to be a bias toward people that read our emails, watch stuff like this, and yeah,
yeah.
it just wouldn't feel as like fair. So yeah,
Mhm.
put that out there. All the rules and stuff. later. We'll give them to you.
Yeah, and we'll put the link in the description of the podcast and in our emails and all that good stuff. But yeah, so we were trying to come up with a cool name. Sadly, we kind of the best we had was the TDMEs, um, which I mean, honestly, is not that bad.
For those
But
who know, TDM, the Daily Magician. That's how we
mhm.
refer to the Daily Magician internally.
Yeah, so for now, I think we'll just call them the TDM Awards. Sorry, it's pretty boring. Daily Magician Awards. Maybe we'll come up with a better name. If we do, it will be in the description and in the polls, because surely there is a better name than this. But for now, call it TDM Awards. We have a few categories that we're going to be awarding for between the two of us, and then obviously, like we said, we'd love to hear your votes as well. But I don't think either of us know what the other people have in the categories, so maybe it can lead to some room for debate,
For sure.
or maybe we do have to pick one between each other and we'll have to debate it. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. We'll do that.
so I'll go through the categories now, and then we'll start with the first one and what
Yeah,
both of
so
us have
we'll
put in
do
it.
we'll do categories first, and then we'll go into like questions, right? So the categories, these are
Yeah,
like the ones that you guys will also vote on later.
yeah,
The questions will just be personal.
yeah, yeah. So first one is best trick. Second one will be innovation award. Third one will be creator of the year. Fourth one will be company of the year, and the fifth one will be breakout artist of the year. So Benji and I have both written down. I have actually cheated on a couple of these because I put like 3 or 4 answers in. So maybe I'm hoping that Benji will like debate me into a good answer.
Amazing.
But yeah, we'll start there.
Big disclaimer as well. I came up with my list like 5 minutes before we started this call, so there's definitely things that I might have just forgotten.
Hmm.
And yeah, and also I didn't like buy that. I didn't really buy any Magic last year. I didn't consume much Magic, mainly because I was so focused on what we were doing internally and all the stuff for that, and so I wasn't really like going and trying out everyone else's stuff. So again, my perspective is a bit skewed. I'm gonna.
Mhm.
I think I still have a pretty good pulse. What's the word? Feel of the pulse of the market and stuff, but I'm not like as tapped in as I will be this year. I think.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, here is my nomination, my debated nomination for best trick that I saw
Sorry,
last year.
did you say without further or due?
Yeah, what is it? What's the actual expression? With further ado, is that what it is?
A due is like when you say goodbye. A
Yeah,
do is
adieu.
like much ado about nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably just say that wrong my whole life, and it's nice to have that cringe moment pointed out on a podcast in front of other people. But that's okay.
I'm just doing my best to
I
make it.
just shouldn't have said my expression. Yeah, yeah. Let's just pretend that was intentional comedy.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Keep people watching. So
Yeah, exactly. It's all about retention. So I put in, and I don't know, maybe you'll think this is a bit of a cheat, but it did come out last year.
okay.
I put in iArval watch and impression pad. I, it's kind of hard because I think iArval really like burst
Uh,
onto the scene last year, and I think their impression pad. I don't know. I've never seen. It feels like a real utility tool that everyone's talking about, like their impression pad, their impression pad, their impression pad. And then also, just I was just trying to think, like, just being honest, what's like the coolest
uh,
thing? Like, what's the thing that I've seen where I'm like, man, that's £200, but I would like, I'm gonna spend that at some point because
yeah.
I just love it. And for me, that was the iArval watch, and it did come out last year.
Uh,
For those that don't know what that is, I mean, an impression pad I think is pretty straightforward, but the watch is just so cool. It's like it's just a watch that can be set to any time using your phone or whatever device or voice activation, whatever. It's a really cool utility device for like time predictions. And I just thought it was like one of the coolest things I've seen, and genuinely got me like, man, I just really want it. So
yeah.
yeah, that's my nomination.
So wait. So they. I didn't know that that came out last year. I thought it was older than that.
I mean, I think it is older, but like the kind of new and updated version, at least from talking to the guy at the session, I got the impression that they kind of have like relaunched over the past
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
And when I did a quick ChatGPT search, which is probably completely unreliable, it said like mid 2025. So
This
I
is
was
the same AI that when you Google Joshua J. Andy Gladwin, that they're married.
like, yeah,
I don't know if that's true, by the way.
100% reliable,
I
100%
saw that
reliable.
on, I think it was on the Jerks.
Actually, to be fair, I guess it is Gemini versus ChatGPT, so maybe it's even less reliable. Who knows?
Um, yeah. Okay. Well, I think the Post-it pad. So when you say the impression pad, are you talking about the Post-it pad or like the book
Yeah,
or what have
yeah.
you?
I mean, yeah, just like the general print. It's
So
probably the post-it pad.
I
Yeah.
think the Post-it pad. Yeah, I think that was last year.
Mhm.
So yeah, good picks, I guess. I think the bias. Well, the thing that maybe is skewing your judgment on this being trick of the year is up until last year, we hadn't really done much research or put much thought into, or even up until I guess session was this year, wasn't it? But
Mhm.
up until recently, we hadn't done too much work with impression pads and all this kind of like tech stuff. And so it
Yeah.
might have been the first one of that category that you saw. Whereas I know that other companies also produce those.
Yeah, no, I think I just liked I just really like how the post-it note one looks, because I definitely saw that was ones like
Mhm.
earlier and at Blackpool, and like those are really cool. The other impression pads I've seen, but that's like the most like, I guess, just like
Organic.
organic one that I've seen so
Yeah.
far, and maybe other people have worked on it.
Mhm.
And also I am a little skewed as well, because like Avi was like, oh yeah, IRVL impression pad, that's the one that he wanted to use, so that kind of like skewed me as well. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's just like it's not even like really like good parameters that I set for it. I literally was just like, what's like the thing that's most excited me that I've seen within the past year, and that
Mhm.
was it. Just as like a just completely biased consumer, I was like, that is the first thing I've seen in a long time. That's like a £200 trick that I'm like, man, I'm going to buy it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And the watches, yeah. I don't know how many other companies produce stuff like the watch. So,
I just love watches as well, so it's really down my alley,
um,
down
yeah.
my
Sweet.
street.
Well, we'll
Who
have to do
knows
a
now?
video.
I'm scared of my metaphors.
You're welcome to call me out as well, by the way. It goes
I'll
well.
try. I'll try.
What was I going to say? Yeah, we'll have to make a video soon, I think. It'll be quite an expensive one, but like we've done with the review and the book test, reviewing the ACAMs,
Mm,
stuff like that, we should just do like reviewing the most insane tech magic. And it's like,
yeah,
spend like a ridiculous amount of money, but it'd be cool to get
that
all
would be really cool.
crazy tech stuff and just be like, because up until now, I've had a bit of a bias against it where I'm like, I don't feel like I like it as much as just organic, sleight of hand, psychological, whatever, propless stuff. As an artist, I just enjoy doing that stuff more, and I feel like it's more gives me more sense of like, oh, this is an art kind of thing. I think that's going to be true even if I had access to the tech magic, but I don't know for sure. It could just be that I'm biased because I'm like, well, I don't have all that crazy tech stuff. Maybe if I
Mhm.
did, I would just do all that instead. So I'm like, I want to get it and know how it all works and like know the ins and outs of it. And then if I still feel like the organic Propolis stuff is better, at least that's like a more informed judgment,
You
you know?
validated, yeah. You
Yeah.
validated your opinion.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You said you had a few. Is this one of the categories where you have a
No,
few?
this is it. That was my one for
Yeah.
this.
Okay, cool. Well, do you want to hear mine?
Yes.
My pick for trick of the year, I just want to be clear that we didn't set any rules before this, so maybe this should have been a rule, but we did not set a rule that we couldn't vote on a product that we put out. So my vote was for Iris.
Mm.
Um, and I can obviously talk about justification and reason for that. One reason I feel okay saying that is obviously I've been joking a little bit on this call. I'm not generally an arrogant person, and I like to um, if I felt like Iris was something I'd come up with, maybe I would have been a bit more hesitant to be like, yeah, it's the best thing that came out this year.
Hmm.
But I don't really even claim much credit at all for Iris. This is just a product that we were lucky enough to be involved in the production and release of. But the ideas really stemmed from other people, not myself. So like Stephen, Antonio. I mean, you yourself have been doing Iris for years, and I
Hmm.
haven't. So I just feel like of all of us, I was the least biased about it because I didn't even use it until we started doing the project.
Hmm.
And then I wasn't the one who originally had the ideas, and it was like Stephen Antonio. Other people in the whatever catalog of history have probably thought about similar things as well. But as far as our production, yeah, it was Stephen Antonio, you, and then I feel like me was the least kind of one pushing this product to come out. I did have a
Hmm.
hand, obviously, in the production and presentations and such. But all that being said, I feel like I'm just voting for this trick because I think it's honestly one of the best tricks. Well, the best trick that came out last year. And I feel like I can say that in a non biased way because I did not, and I do not take credit for coming up with it.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Iris is amazing. It's my favorite trick, so I can't really vote against it. And it's kind of crazy that it came out last year. I don't even know if I made that association in my head.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been out forever now. But yeah, you're right. It's not even been out like I
No.
don't know how many months, but it's not even been out a full year. So that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
For real. It's probably
Um,
what, because it came out in April, so May, June, July, August, September. Maybe I should ask you to do this.
no, please no.
Okay,
Really, another humiliation kink for me. I don't know the order of the months, by the way, everyone. Thanks, Benji, for that.
May, June, July, August, October, November, December, January. So 9 months.
I'm not a full of myself person, but Jacob, what's the order of the months?
So, I mean, that's got nothing to do with me. So.
I guess anyone, even a
Well, like,
preschool kid, would look
that's
clever
not
next to
for
me.
me to know the order of the months.
It's fine. I should have just let it fly. I shouldn't even have pointed out.
Anyway, it's been 9 months, so it's
9 months.
so we should probably do like a 9-month sale. You know,
We have to, I think, right?
in honor of it winning.
Legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Iris.
Yes.
Well done. Your
But
TD Emmy.
two more reasons, because we want to keep this fast paced and moving. But 2 more quick reasons. I think Iris trick of the year. One, kind of felt like the Jerks said that as well, or at least he said that when it came like midway through the year. So maybe over the last 6 months, something else has come out that he thinks was better. But like, you know, he literally wrote about it in the monthly subscription thing. Said, look, I think this is the best thing to come along in like a long one of the I don't want to misquote him, but one of the most exciting releases in a long time, right?
Mhm.
So again, it's not just me. This is and I feel like everyone that we've spoken to about Iris has been just like, wow,
Yeah,
this
I
is
really likes it.
so
Yeah.
underrated. And also in the Magic Cafe thread itself, I just see that already got at least one person was voting it as trick of the year. So I don't think I'm crazy by saying that. The second reason I think there's a good argument to be made is because so many tricks and plots that come out of Magic, or so many tricks and releases that come out are just different. I don't know, just different takes on existing principles, right? Magic has been around for so long that it's so hard these days to come up with anything that feels at all fresh, new, or unique. It's always just a different version of how to do something you already know, and that's fine. That's totally fine because that's just how it is, right? And those new versions of those things are still valuable. But
Mhm.
it's so rare when something comes along. It's so rare for something to come along that you feel like it just entirely sidesteps what you know and introduces almost a whole new principle, just something that feels entirely like unexplored and new, and just a whole new way of doing something. And
Mhm.
Iris just felt like, oh, this is just something new, like, and it's so rare to come up with something new in Magic. Um, and that's how it felt. So I feel like it deserved a lot of props for that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I love Iris. We just leave it there. But yeah, I do think
Not as much as
not as much as you apparently.
well,
Yeah, not as much as the eye of a watch.
all it took was a little watch, and you were
I
ready to
guess.
start on Iris.
Gosh, I really do like watches. Yeah, we can put Iris as best trick. Good job, Stephen. Congratulations, Stephen and Antonia.
Okay, so far
Phenomenal
this
job.
show is probably going how everyone expected it to. The Daily has voted for the Iris, but let's move on to the next category so we can prove
Oh no.
it's not just
No,
Iris.
that's not. It's not gonna.
Oh
Okay,
no!
so this
Right. Oh gosh.
you silly boy. All right, next one is the innovation award. So maybe just like a. I mean, weirdly enough, I guess Iris kind of got in here with what you just described of how like original it is and stuff like that. But this is just like for a trick that's just like I don't know, maybe it's a tech trick or just something that's like, wow, there's a lot of thinking, programming.
Mm,
Like this is just genuinely like creating something entirely new.
mm,
Again, maybe not the best thought out, but just yeah, everyone knows what innovation means. It's the innovation award.
yeah.
So do you want to go first on this one, Bench? Because I went first last time.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So I didn't put Iris for this one just because I was like, I didn't quite make that link actually. So maybe I would have if I thought about it. But also I felt like it'd be nice to have some variety.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'll repeat what I said before. I can only make judgments based on what it was that I interacted with in Magic last year. And we were
Mm-hmm.
so busy producing our projects and working with our network that there was probably a wide circle of things that I would have been like, oh, that's really cool, that's really innovative, that I just didn't happen to come across, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I wanted to give the innovation award to AM. So yeah, it's a bit cringe because again, this is someone that we've put out products in collaboration with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's tricky because we do genuinely. That's why we release projects, because we think they're good and because we're like, yeah, this is like one of the coolest innovations. So of
Yeah.
course, it would be lying for me to say I don't think that the AM projects were some of the best innovations in mentalism this year,
Hmm.
because that's literally, well, first of all, that's what we said. If you go to the sales page and you go on the website, it literally says we think this is one of the best innovations in mentalism. So for me to come to the award show and then not say the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It wouldn't be.
you've switched the morals quite nicely around there.
Yeah, like
You'd actually be a bad guy for not saying AM,
no,
really.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I would be an
Mhm.
awful person if
Yeah.
I did not do this. So, but yeah, I guess the reason that I think these can be voted as innovation award, or AM should be voted as innovation award. A couple of reasons. One, I just think it's very, very. Actually, I'll save this reason till later. But the first reason is just, I guess, how much can we give away? But so we've got Pathfinder, we've got Wordsmith. So Pathfinder takes the progressive anagram principle, which is an existing principle that again has been around for years,
Hmm.
but it does something that feels new with it and innovative and
Yeah.
makes it accessible in a way that I don't feel like it's been accessible for a long time, to most everyday magicians and not the people that are like really good at it. And then Wordsmith is, we've been a bit less transparent about the workings of Wordsmith, so I don't know how much to reveal here. But I think anyone who bought Wordsmith, even the people who like emailed us back and were like, actually, I want a refund on it, because maybe it's basically the only reason people generally requested a refund on Wordsmith was it was too complicated, or they felt like it was too complicated. And that's because it's just an insanely put together product, and it's so complex, and it can be intimidating because of how many little innovations and methods and ways there are of using it. And we didn't do the best job of explaining all that when we first put it out. We were in separate countries and we were trying to do the tutorial over a call like this. We've actually since very recently refilmed the whole thing. It's like 5 times longer now. Well, maybe it will be. I haven't seen the final edit, but it felt 5 times longer and it felt 5 times more detailed. And so hopefully that will fix any of those issues. That was purely an art.
It went from like an hour and a half to like an 8 hour course. If you can imagine, that's the level of complexity we tried to dive into to make
Yeah,
this more accessible as a tool.
as a tool, and that's and that's because Wordsmith has so many different things you can do with it. It's not
Hmm.
like just if you want to do one effect, it's going to take 8 hours. That's just kind of the breadth of it. Um, but yeah, I think I'm wasting time. People aren't interested anymore because I'm not really giving too much away about the method. It's just very hard for me to say why I think it's innovative without going into the method. But I think,
I mean, I think just at the end of the day, like just someone thinks of any word in the world,
mhm.
and no matter what, you can get to that word within like a few questions. I think that's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Like that is just as a concept is wild.
yeah. I mean, and that's why we were. I'm going to turn my WhatsApp off so that noise doesn't happen again. And that's why we were so excited. That's why we're so excited by it. It was just, yeah, this is what we want. Every mentalist, every performer wants to be able to say, just think of any word in the language, no restrictions set, and then
Mhm.
have a very, what we think is a very clean process to get that word. And
Yeah.
so the fact that AM was able to come up with a way to do that definitely felt like an innovation. That felt like something that hadn't been done in the way that he'd done it before. Obviously, other people have done
Hmm.
it in ways. So that was the first thing. The second thing was the reason I think it's AM deserves recognition for this is because he did all of this without being like he's not like a developer by trade, and so he built this.
Like vibe coded the whole thing, basically.
He was so passionate about it. He just built it. Yeah, like you say, figured it out kind of, even though it wasn't. He's not like a developer. I think that makes it even more impressive, to be honest.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's. We should probably just stop talking about ourselves because people are literally just going to turn this off. What do you have?
I had AM just because I really enjoyed, like, in terms of just an effect that I saw this year where, like, I literally got off the call. I remember I got off the call. I was just trying to be honest with myself.
Mm.
I got off the call with AM when he first showed me Wordsmith. I called you and I was like, bro, this is the crazy, like, one of the craziest things I've ever seen. You have to see this.
Yeah.
And I was like genuinely excited by it.
Mhm.
That's as much as I'll say on Wordsmith. We've already talked about it enough.
Mhm.
The next thing I put was actually like This seems like so stupid, but I put not ESP
Uh-huh.
because again, I think this principle of like I don't know how much detail he goes into on the sales pitch. I don't want to give anything away, but I'll just talk about Trace. This is a
Yeah.
script that we worked on that's similar to not ESP. The idea of like voice activation plus image generation is something that's like really blown up this year. And
Mhm.
I think not ESP is probably the most accessible and yeah, just probably the most accessible version of that. And I thought for like, and also like Jake Keane just seems like a really, just seemed like a really nice guy. We met him at like Blackpool, very chill, created something really, really cool. And a lot of people seem to get like great use out of it.
Yeah.
As I said, it was adjacent to our own releases. Like with Trace, we were working on similar principles, and I just thought not ESP was probably like just a great version of a lot something that apparently a lot of people were working on at the exact same second.
Yeah.
Because later Christian Grace came out with like a similar thing to not ESP as well. So it's kind of interesting how like all of that happened this year, and I guess like voice activation plus image generation searches, blah blah blah. I think really exploded this year, and I think Jake Keane was probably like at the forefront of that. So I put not ESP in there.
Yeah, fair play, Jake. You win. You win the war
Mm-hmm.
of drawing duplication using
Yeah.
person. We'll hand it to you.
Yeah.
But I still will maintain that the flag thing, the book test actually, nobody has put as much work in as those effects took.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but sadly, hardest trick to create is not a category. So
Yeah. And sadly, very happily, we're not giving ourselves another award.
I
But
think
yeah.
another honorable mention for innovation, but actually this will probably end up being in the next year's awards because they're kind of all the dust is settling right now and we're trying to figure out what's
Mhm.
going on. But speaking of voice activation, right? Something that's come along quite recently is basically I should have seen this coming. To be honest, I think now that it's out, I'm like, yeah, I totally should have seen this coming. We should have
Mhm.
worked on this. Whatever. Basically, with the fact that your phone can have voice activation or just voice recognition kind of on
Mhm.
standby, combine that, so your phone has the ability to hear what you're saying. Combine that with the fact that we now have like conversational AI. It was
Mhm.
only a matter of time before someone was like, "Hang on, we should just put those two things together and make that accessible for magicians, right?" So that a magician could be like, "Okay, I'm doing a show, or I'm just doing a little bit of magic. My phone's
Mhm.
listening to me. I'm just chatting to someone. I've asked them to, think of a country in the world. They've named a country. My phone understands the whole conversation, and it can use AI to just process that and be like, okay, they're thinking of Canada. Like I get that from the conversation. Now let
Mhm.
me connect to some other magic app and put Canada in their bio on Instagram or whatever the thing is. Or let me send Canada to this little pocket printer they've got in their pocket, so they have like a written out Canada on
Yeah.
paper. And I feel like it was only a matter of time. And what's interesting is over the last few weeks, it feels like there's been 3 or 4 systems that have all dropped that all do. Seems like I haven't dug into any of them, so I'll not be biased towards anyone in
Mhm.
particular. Seem like they all do quite kind of the same thing there, and it'll be interesting to see like which one ends up being adopted the most, whether it's as good as it sounds. I don't know. It would just be interesting. I don't want to give any awards for it because it's too early, but that is going to be a very interesting one to watch as far as innovation. And like I said, one that we should have seen coming.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I guess I don't know who we want to officially give it to. Maybe we'll just decide that later on when we write up our full thing. But probably I guess it'll either go to Jake Keane or I am. We'll
Yeah,
figure that out.
cool, cool.
Okay, Creator of the Year is the next category. I think it's my turn this time. And this is a really difficult one. I mean, there's so many amazing people that we work with. I just want to get like, I guess these preliminary shout outs. I mean, they don't get it, but I mean, like, I feel like you can't not say like Lloyd Barnes and Craig Petty. Like, they literally have probably the biggest creative influence over the Magic market there is. Like, when they talk about product, hype of a product, whatever, like, that's how you know, like, it's going to do well. And also, you just got to respect, like, I mean, they just put out a ton of content. Like Craig Petty is just like like hours and hours and hours and hours of content. Like you can't, I don't know, you can't like judges say anything about his work ethic. And same with Lloyd Barnes, definitely puts out like this generation's I think best Magic videos in terms of quality. And I mean, yeah, I think I'll say it. I think he does. I think unless I can
Oh,
be
we're
proved
literally
wrong.
sponsoring Jack Rhodes' video that drops today.
True, true. I just mean consistently. In terms of like quality of
As in,
content,
isn't consistent.
No, I mean, because he got too famous, bro. He went too mainstream, bro. Like, what he like? Pretty much almost won Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah,
When Mangi, our shared grandma, that's Mangi is Welsh for grandma, is telling me like, oh, have you seen Jack Rhodes? That's how you know like
yeah.
they're mainstream. You know, they've made it. But yeah, I think that's an honorable mention. Obviously, Jack Rhodes, another incredible honorable mention. Like, I
Well,
mean, his explosion onto the scene this year is just absolutely insane. Maybe he'll be your choice.
which
Um, and then in terms of just creating magic, there's so many amazing people. I mean, there's so many people that I admire that create incredible magic. One person that's really come onto my radar this year was was Avi Yap. I think he creates some absolutely incredible magic, and he's like very underrated, or maybe just not known enough by his own volition. I think because he's a behind the scenes type guy. But yeah, and then anyway, in the end, I just settled on. I had this one moment this year where I was like, oh, I need like a Stranger Things trick, and I like YouTube like Stranger Things effect, and like Cavan Booth came up, and I was like, man, to be fair, this guy's been hustling for like 10 years.
hmm.
You know, like he's been putting out magic content for so long, like, and it's all still like with that same energy, and like meeting him in person, he's super kind, nice. Again, it's maybe a bit biased. For me, it ended up being between like Cavan and Jack Rhodes, and I really didn't know which one to land on. But I think in the end, I kind of gave it. I want to just give it to Cavan Booth because I just think he like deserves the shout out. Where it's
Uh,
just like this guy's been hustling for so long, and he's still trying to put out great content, and I just feel like he deserves the appreciation. But I think if you have to give it to a creator of the year, got a little bit ahead of it, Benji. But yeah, I think if you had to give it, you kind of have to give it to Jack Rhodes because like he literally went from like I am a nuclear engineer to like 200,000 plus subscribers and almost winning like Britain's Got Talent all in 1 year. I think that's like,
was that
I don't know.
was that last year? I thought that was the year
Maybe
before.
Britain's Got Talent was last year, yeah. But I think just his explosive growth, maybe it's just the fact that this is the first time we're doing the awards,
Hmm.
but his explosive growth over this last year and this year is just like unseen, unheard of. His hustle's incredible. His content is hyper entertaining.
Hmm.
So I think I just have to give it to Jack Rhodes in the end.
Yeah, let me look at his YouTube and stuff because I I get mixed up in my head of how much of his stuff is 2024, how much of it is 2025. So he did Britain's Got Talent 2025, was it?
I think so. I could be completely wrong though.
He
Maybe
probably
time's
did.
just going like way too.
He probably did.
No, I think so. Yeah, no, I think yeah, it is 2025 that he did Britain's Got Talent.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I see. 1 year ago.
At least maybe not. Maybe it isn't. No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I see 2024 on this one. I see all of Jack Rhodes' magical performances. Britain's Got Talent, July 2024.
Oh wow, it's that far long ago. Wow.
And then this one, yeah, I think it was 2024. Like
Wow.
I'm
So out of it.
100% Jack Rhodes Creative of the Year 2024 without a doubt, for sure. Um,
Yeah, you're right. 2024. That's crazy how fast that's gone. That kind of like scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, yeah, it's mad.
Second place, by the way. Shout out Jack. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So are you sticking still with Jack for Creative of the Year 2025?
It's so hard. Like it's just like because it also encompasses like magic releases. You
Yeah,
know, I don't know. Maybe we probably like just created these categories badly. I think creator. I have to think of just like content creation, maybe not like product creation.
because I thought it was more like product creation, but it sounds like you're
Just say yours, and then we'll have a debate back and forth. Because I feel like in terms of YouTube, it's so hard for me between like Lloyd, Craig, Cavan, and Jack. I don't think I could actually pick a winner.
Mhm,
I think they were all like really really good,
mhm.
like and all great in their own ways. I guess we're lucky to be fair to have those like creators in the scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, then in terms of like actual creator of magic, gosh, that's hard.
Okay.
Maybe the yeah. Go ahead, please.
Think
Stop
about
me
it.
talking.
First of all, if we want to just give Jack that award, I think that's fair. You know, he, like you said, he didn't quite what was it, second on Britain's Got Talent. I just would feel bad if I
Yeah, runner up.
like this would make up for it. You know, if you don't win Britain's Got Talent, but you do win
True.
an award.
The TDMEs, they are pretty prestigious.
One of these is better than the other, I think. So,
Yeah.
Jack, we got you there. And I think, yes, given that it's the first year we're doing it, we can kind of, you know, maybe whatever, cast our mind back to, to years prior as well when we're making the decision. As for what I had for creative of the year was actually it was pretty simple. For me, it wasn't even too much of a deliberation. I was just like, it just has to be Craig Bay.
Mm.
And that was because, again, I was thinking of it purely as product creation.
Yeah.
If I thought content as well. But to be fair, even on the content side, like you say,
Yeah, no, you're right.
guy's a workhorse. Like,
You're right.
you know, you go on his channel and it's December 29th, and you see like every single day for the last week there's like an hour-long video about Magic, and you're thinking, what was this guy doing on Christmas Day? Like, maybe he scheduled them the day before. He probably scheduled them. Wouldn't be that hard to do, but just the fact that the video went up still was pretty crazy. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a bit biased, right? Because we create Magic and we sell Magic, so we obviously, I think the reason I would put Craig as Creator of the Year is not, for me, it's almost like I look up to him because I'm like, wow, you've done a good job of getting your name out there and your marketing is so good. Not to say the products aren't good, but I'm just like, wow, you can't argue with the fact that everything this guy's put out seemingly has, everyone's talking about it, like Atomic Deck, Savant Deck, all these things. Like, nobody's created as much of a splash with their products as Craig did this year. And the fact that he put so many out and different companies as well, I just think whatever's going on behind the scenes for him to be like making all this happen, I don't know what is going on. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing
But I want a bit
quite
of it.
well. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe a thing or two that could be learned from him. And so I just feel like for that reason, I was
No, that's fair.
give it to Craig.
Let's give it to Craig. That makes sense. Yeah, because in terms of product creation and YouTube creation, there's no one where like he's
Well,
gotta be
actually, let's split the categories because I don't want to rob Jack of the award after we just told him we were going to give it him. So we'll have content
True.
creator.
Content creator of the year, Jack. Congratulations. I know it really probably does make up for Britain's Got Talent. So, and then Craig Petty is just general creator.
Mhm.
We'll put him, give him that award. Congratulations, Craig. I'm sure you'll be watching.
Yeah. Funny story about Craig. the day that I know that we've made it in Magic will be the day that Craig recognizes us at a Magic. No, there's no shade to Craig. I'm not saying, you know,
like he doesn't. There's no permission for him to know who we are. Yeah,
it's your fault. It's obviously just our fault. We haven't done enough marketing. But I remember we went in Blackpool last year and we were filming like a demo of Atomic Deck, and you know, I'm not like expecting people to know who we are, but especially when they're quite well connected, I was like, oh, maybe there's a chance because we know friends of Craig. Like we've got plenty of mutual friends, and so like when we went up to say hello, like it was just funny because he was like, oh, what can I do you for, buddy? Like he was so nice and so kind, but didn't know who we were, and I was like, oh, flip, man, I just want Craig to know who I am one day. Like
it was just so funny when you got buddied.
Yeah.
What's your name, buddy? And Benji's like, no.
When am I
I
gonna?
just want to be
When am I gonna break out at that level? Like we'll see.
Yeah, no, that is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Company of the year.
Company of the year.
I feel like we might be actually aligned on this. I'm actually impressed that we've not been aligned quite so far. It's nice. Company of the year, I think, just Conjuring Lab for me.
Yeah, that's what I got.
A lock. Maybe we don't have to. Let's not make this section too elongated. Then just if you haven't looked at Conjuring Lab stuff, you should. They're super innovative. They are really intelligent, and they are hyper passionate about the stuff they're doing. So, and they've absolutely exploded in a way that, again, I'm kind of like covered them. I'm like, man, that's what Benji and I wanted 5 years ago when we first launched the Daily Magician. that would have been the ideal.
I can't believe that acronym was like the first thing, as far as I know, like the first thing they put out. Because I remember, it is crazy, and I think they definitely deserve props. Because when we were at Blackpool in 2024, we had a stand, and Conjuring Lab, I don't know if they had a stand or if they were just there as guests doing a bit of networking,
Yeah.
talking. But they came up to the stand, some of the guys from Conjuring Lab, and they were saying like, "Oh, we've seen a few of your YouTube videos, like what you do." So I'm getting a call. I was like, I will tell them to text me back, or I will just let them.
Festa.
Actually, that's cool. Glad I got that call because I'm on 10%, and if my phone dies, I'll drop off this call because I don't actually have Wi-Fi. So I'm going to quickly plug my phone in. Maybe you can just talk about Conjuring Lab for a second. But what I was going to say before I do that was, yeah, we saw them at Blackpool, and at the time, it almost felt like, how do I say, they were the company that people didn't know about, and they'd come up to us and be like, "Oh, we love the videos, love what you're doing," and we were like, "Oh man, yeah, sure, good to meet you," kind of
Oh,
thing.
it's nice to meet some fans.
Some fans.
Yeah.
1 year later, it's flipped, man. Like they are
Oh yeah.
doing so well. Like they are
They're the guys.
they're the guys. They're doing it, and girls as well. I think some girls work
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean they're just really cool.
They're
They're really good, and if you go support their work, because they deserve it.
And we've always
Not
said,
that they need us to say that, sadly, anymore.
yeah,
Well, good for them. Not sadly. I just mean it's just funny how they don't even need our press.
well, for sure. Can you still hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, we've always said, I'm sure you guys have had this as well. There are times in life where you feel like you're early to a concept or a musician or an artist or like something
Yeah.
or company, and you're like, oh, I wish I could buy stock in this because I just know that this is going to like do well.
Yeah.
But you can't. And then it happens, and you're like, I knew it. I just wish there had been a way that I could have, don't know, been rewarded for being an early believer in this. Like
Yeah.
Zach Bryan, his new album came out start of January, and I could have told you with almost this. I don't know. This is actually isn't that much. I don't know why I was saying this much.
Whoa. Is that a lot to you, Benji?
That's
Is that
huge.
why?
Let's put this.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
massive.
yeah. No, I could have told you like this much certainty that the top song on his new album was probably going to be Plastic Cigarette, right? Because I'm a huge Zach Bryan fan, and I knew that this was like an unreleased song. He put some demos out of it, and like the hardcore fans were like, bro, Plastic Cigarette, like it's going to do so well when it comes out. And if I just had a way to like put some money on Plastic Cigarette being the top stream song of the new album, I would have done that 100%. And this is how I feel about Conjuring Lab. I feel like when we saw them and when we first started working doing stuff with them, not that we've done that much with them, but when we first kind of came across them, I would 100% have been like, buy stock right now. I still would, but it's one of those where we don't really get anything for it, so I guess we might as well get some credit by saying it here.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough said. The final category is Breakout Artist of the Year. And for this, again, I hope this isn't like, like recency bias. It like almost certainly is, but I had to put Dustin Grimm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he told us that he had like Vanishing Ink told him that he had like the most successful download ever. I think for his peak, that's what at least like in like a first week period or some caveat.
There was some caveat on it, but it had done really well, basically.
But I mean, it's done incredible. In fact, I should shout it out. What even is it called?
Bullet.
This product, the Bullet Peak. Yes, sorry that just slipped my mind. But yeah, the Bullet Peak. It seems like everyone absolutely loves that. Talking to Dustin, I mean, he just seems like one of the nicest guys ever. It's like kind of like you were saying, Ben, just like where it's like this guy is Pitt Hartling, but like Pitt Hartling 20 years ago. It's like this. He will be like the next incredible German magician that everyone like looks up to and is like, how are you so good at magic and why are you so good at performing? How are you so funny? Like all this sort of stuff. He's just it's just I feel like it's an inevitability like speaking to him. So for me, I feel like one, he is a breakout artist of last year because like he literally didn't have a download and suddenly has like one of the most successful downloads ever, and is really well connected out of that as well. And two, yeah, I mean, just as a person, it's like dang, this guy's one to watch like 100% because he will just watch everything he makes because it's gonna be great.
100%. And he's one of the people where if you ever get the chance to see him do stuff in person, like do some card magic with you, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are very few people who like even was going to say even myself. I'm not even good enough to be in that category. But there are people who you meet them and it's clear that they have incredible skill. But sometimes it's like, oh, they'll do a move, but they'll fumble it a couple times. Then they'll hit the move, and you're like, wow, that move is insane. It was worth those one or two
Mhm.
fumbles, right? And so there's these people that are incredible and they're great, but you meet them and it's like you're like, you're great, but you can tell that they're not perfect, right? Um,
Mhm.
but I feel like I'll watch Dustin Grin perform, and he just doesn't seem to make mistakes. Like I've not seen him make a mistake,
Yeah.
which is just crazy. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Just want to watch.
Yeah.
Watch out for him. Breakout artist of the year. Hopefully, we'll be doing some work with him this year. I beg because he's literally incredible. Yeah, just watch out for him.
Okay, so breakout artist of the year. Hmm, I don't know why. When I put when I put my thing down on this, it was. I feel like the word artist was not what I was focusing on. It was more just like breakout magic person of the year,
Hmm.
and so I'd put Alon, like Magic Alon,
Hmm.
because I just feel like he deserves some respect for the work being done with like the Magic Alon Society, and I feel like that's going to be a really really positive thing for Magic into the future. And obviously, it
Yeah.
was going on. I'm pretty sure back in 2024, but it does feel like 2025 was a real breakout year for them.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, yeah, not much else to say. So, who do we want to give it to then? Shall we just give it to Dustin, or I
I
feel like
have like a question for you later that I feel like is more oriented that way. I mean, we can give it a shad. Like we could create a different category, like just like breakout. I don't know, community of the year or something.
I guess community of the year. We haven't made that a category, but we could.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think community of the year probably. I mean, it would easily go to Magic Alon Society. So
cool.
we'll think about it. But yeah, I mean, both great, wonderful human beings who both deserve awards. So
Cool.
yeah.
Sure. Cool.
Okay. Uh, Now that brings us. That's the end of the award segment. We will put those, as we said, on the Facebook group for you to vote yourselves. Please do let us know what your votes are. We would absolutely love to hear them. Uh, and yeah, uh, all that being said, I think we have a few hopefully fun, controversial questions that will close up the year of 2025. Actually, as I say, none of mine are really controversial at all, but that's okay.
But hey, that's what we're known for, is controversy.
Yeah. So hit us with the first one, Bench.
Okay. Also, because it's like getting kind of dark outside. Can you still see me? Okay, is it going to look okay
Yeah, yeah.
on the video?
Mhm.
Okay. First question is: what trick did you not pick up in 2025 but wish that you did?
Phew. Oh man, this is so stupid. But do you remember that like Indian guy that we met at Blackpool,
Oh,
and
with
he had like
the pig.
yeah, like the appearing phone like sponge pig.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of wish I'd picked that up because that was like so unique
That's
and
the kind of
so
thing.
funny.
He's not at Blackpool again this next year. You'll be like, I'm never going to find that again.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, he's just like this artisan guy who's like, yeah, I literally I sell my magic like in India, like at a street market, and I come to Blackpool, and actually to be fair to him, he was like, I'm like one of the biggest like magic manufacturers in India or something like that. I don't even remember his name. I think maybe I have his card somewhere.
I think it's in the video. So
Yeah, we'll have to find him again. But yeah, he just had these really like funny and like artisan gimmicks, and one of them was just like a sponge ball, but it was just like a sponge pig, and I kind of wish I got that because it was literally like
didn't
£3.
doesn't it like transform like it's a watermelon, then it turns into
Yeah, and then it turns into a pig.
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, man,
And,
I
and
bet if I had kids, I would have bought that instantly.
wasn't his presentation like he starts with the pig, but then he's like, but
I'm
I don't
vegan.
want to get this wrong, but he's like, yeah, but I don't eat pig, so I do this
Yeah, yeah,
into a watermelon or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, we should have got it. Why didn't we? I swear we like said like, oh, we should buy that, and
I
we just
don't know.
didn't.
I think that it might have even been like a problem with how to pay him. Like he didn't have a
We
card.
didn't have cash, probably.
He's
Yeah.
had a cash, or maybe there was an issue with the PayPal figuring out how to do it with the PayPal. I think the problem was literally just getting the money to him.
We did try and buy it,
I
I
think he said
swear,
we were
but
going
yeah,
to like come back and get it maybe with cash, but I think we forgot.
yeah, that'll be my regret.
Okay, cool. Mine would be basically anything by I don't actually know how to say his name. I don't even know if I've written it down right, but we'll put it correct on screen if I don't. It's Fidon Bilek. And I've just seen so much stuff over the years, people talking about how good anything that he's put out, or a lot of stuff that he's put out is. Um, just I just see references all the time, and I think the kind of mentalism he creates mentalism systems and effects and what have you, and they all seem very very up my street. Where they're a little bit risky in terms of the hit rate and stuff. They're not they're not like easy surefire guaranteed things, but if you learn the systems, they can be really really cool. It could just be like, hey, I'm gonna have you think of an object. You think of an object. I've got the object, and there's no method aside from the conversation we have in a way. It's kind of what I was.
That sounds really cool.
So I think he would be very, very much up my street, and I've always been meaning to pick them up. I just haven't yet, so I regret that. Well, I don't really regret that, but I do wish that I'd picked them up if that had been made possible.
I'm going to eliminate a few of my questions for just being kind of boring, but I guess the next thing I'll go, this is just it's quite generic, but I still think it's fun, is like, what show did you see that you most enjoyed last year? Or it just like sat, because I know obviously FISM, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think just the well, it would have to probably just be like the FISM Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. Who did you enjoy most out of
Um,
those performers?
I think the one that I enjoyed most probably was not the same as the one that I thought was like the most fooling or whatever. I think the one that I enjoyed most was I think Morten Christensen, the guy who lectured at the session. It was just a very, very entertaining routine, but also very fooling and very, very good. But just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witty, I loved FISM. It was some of the best magic I've ever seen, but I really, really enjoyed Justin Willman's show.
Oh yeah.
Just because for me that was like a real turning point of being like, man, people are so hyped to see this magic show, and it's just like just good old magic.
Yeah.
Everything in the show, I'm just like, yeah, like this is just magic. Like, and that really inspired me, and it was fun as well to just go with like my whole family. It was like my brother's birthdays, like my brother's birthday and my dad's birthday. That's why I said it plurally.
Oh, that reminds me, just
Yeah.
for the viewers, when earlier you were like, our shared grandma. Just so if anyone doesn't know, we're cousins. We don't just
Yeah.
That's what we meant. Like
we pass a grandma back and forth. Yeah.
when I run out of food, Jacob's like, bro, I got you. I'll send grandma over. She'll cook for you. Our actual grandma. So
yeah,
on that
yeah.
side. Cool.
All right, hit me with another one. Let's do maybe what? Let's do two more each, I think.
Okay, interesting. I have two questions, and you can just choose which one of them you want to answer, and I'll just make this like this is one of my questions, but you can answer either one of them. Okay. There'll be two options, but I'm only using one slot, is what I mean. So you can either tell me what fooled you the hardest in 2025, or which trick had the coolest method when you learned it.
Ooh. Man.
And don't forget, 2025, you can really cast your mind back. Like a lot happened. I even showed you Trace for the first time in 2025. Like that's on the cards. Just saying.
It was a little hint. I mean, Trace did really fool me. I mean, yeah, probably Trace is the most fooled I will. Whenever you show me a method that I'm not aware of and it completely fools me, it almost amplifies it because, like, it's you. I'm like, wow, you really worked for me to not have any idea that you did this.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trace definitely absolutely like rocked my world. I thought it was absolutely incredible. Like I said, honestly, like Wordsmith, the first time I saw it, I was just like, that is literally the most insane inner workings I've ever seen. I can't even believe that's possible. Probably same like Pathfinder. I thought it was like absolutely incredible. Most satisfying method, I'm answering both, I guess, was what's it called? Let me just find. Ivar Yap has like this absolutely insane card move that I just thought was like crazy.
Peregrine flip.
I think he called it, the Peregrine flip over. I just think that's like absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Like it's just like so satisfying.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Mine, I'll answer both as well, but it will only count as one because my answer is the same for both. So the thing that fooled me the hardest, and then also the thing that had the coolest method when I learned it, was a trick that Gabriel Whirland, I think that's how you say it, Gabriel Whirland did for me when we were at FISM. So he was the one
Mm.
that Antonio was showing us around. He said, "Look, let's give you a whirl." And you have to.
Definitely would have been on my list. I just literally forgot it.
I think it hit harder for me as well though, because you so we both thought of a celebrity, and then he revealed your celebrity basically by like showing he'd written a prediction on a card, and that
Yeah.
prediction said like a bunch of numbers, and the numbers obviously it was like, well, that's not the celebrity, but then that turned out to be the birthday of the celebrity that you were thinking of. But then after that, he just turned to me, and it just what it felt like was he just did that with you, but I'd not been
Mhm.
involved at all. I just had a celebrity in my mind, and he turned to me and he just like he genuinely made me feel like he was just reading me. He was like, okay,
Mm.
it's like maybe is it obviously it could be man, it could be male, female. Oh, okay, I think it was male. Just doing the thing that we all do, but it just he did it so well. The way he did it was it felt so genuine, combined with how clever the method was, that I genuinely in that moment was like, flip.
He read you.
He did just like I gave it away. Like and then he's like, okay, well, interesting. Maybe it's an actor or comedian or actor. Okay, and it literally just felt like he was like pulling the thought out of my brain, and it was so cool. I hadn't felt that way in such a long time. I was like, wow, that's so good. But then later, to be fair, I wasn't too disappointed because then as I was thinking more and more about it later, eventually I was able to think, actually, I think I know what happened there. So this is just speculation because I don't actually have the trick. But what I think happened when I realized it, I was like, I wasn't even mad. I just made me enjoy it. Maybe not more, but like just in a different way because I just like, oh, that is so clever how he's done that, and that's not the kind of thing that anyone could just do. It would take a lot of skill and prep and work and this kind of thing to be able to do that impromptu with someone. But yeah, I was like, wow, that is so that hits both for me. And ever since then, I've wanted to check out more of his material, but once again, just haven't quite got around to it yet.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so last two. What do you think was the most controversial product of 2025?
I mean, just based on the data, it would have to be the Atomic Deck, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I had the same thing. I just feel like the Atomic Deck deserves a shout out as for being the most controversial and hyped product of last year.
yeah.
I just think it was actually quite fun to see how much the Magic community interacted with it and all the like kind of
Honestly,
subsequent drama and stuff that followed. It's just enjoyable.
sometimes it's so hard to actually have people discuss a product or to get any kind
Yeah, exactly.
of anything. To have a YouTube video, Magic YouTube video that even gets comments feels like a win because obviously these are quite small. So when it gets like so many comments and it turns into this big thing, it's like nice to know that there's that many magicians out there.
That care.
Suddenly see like,
Yeah, not only that there are that many magicians out there, but they actually that care enough to like talk about a product.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was quite fun. I just thought it deserved a little shout out for everything that went on around it. I thought it was so fun.
No, 100%. Okay, well, my last question then. Again, I'll do kind of a 2-for-1 because they're two sides of the same coin. But what was your biggest dub in Magic and biggest L in Magic last year? And if you want to just think about it, I can start you off.
I mean, to be honest, like every time I think about the amount I messed up with the Illusionist crew in London, that feels like a continuous L that will never leave me. Just I don't think I'll ever forget being like, let's try dropping the deck on the floor, and then the cards just fly all over like the London like dirty ground, and like everyone's cringing out. The spectators have to start helping me like pick up the cards. I didn't even get their chosen card, not even close. Everyone's expecting like a van. It got even worse. A van drove past with a card on it, and they were like, "Was that supposed to be my card?" And everyone was like, "Nah, he really did just mess up. I'm sorry, bro." And he was like, "I'm so sorry." Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that's probably like maybe one of the worst moments of my life. Like, so I just feel like it just deserves to be like, I don't know if I'll escape that L for like years. So just reflecting on that, even just reflecting on that is just like another L in itself.
It's like, like it was technically a 2024 L, but it was such an L that we count it as 2025 L.
Yeah, it's done emotional damage that's longer lasting than a year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was there as well. It was not just Jacob. I don't. Do we have the footage? We should put that. We should do like a video reaction to that footage sometime. That would be pretty.
We should. I don't know if they sent it to
They
us.
only
To be honest, they
yeah,
probably did. I just don't know if
well,
I would have even wanted to see that at the time of editing it.
yeah. But we should, because you know how it is. It's like you've got to own your mistakes in a way. Like if we just like
Yeah.
put that footage out there, and then like one day we're like biggest magic company in the world, and then like I don't know, some guys like, oh, I found this like leaked illusionist footage, and what I mean? It's like some takedown piece. Like we've just got to put it out on the YouTube and be like,
We
check
should
out.
do. We should do a reacting to our biggest loser, like a biggest losers
We
moment.
definitely have lots of footage of us messing stuff up.
Oh yeah, we should.
That
We should. That's a good idea. We should do a blooper reel.
we should do. Blue.
Just a little humiliation video.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
yeah, that continued.
we
That
continue.
just continued. Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
think
mhm.
probably my biggest
Yeah.
W for the year was just starting to like implement some like real mentalism techniques.
Mhm.
This year, I don't know what happened, but like I just got insanely good at getting people's letters that they were thinking of. So
Mm.
I would use Iris. I would have them obviously for anyone that knows how Iris works, you know what happens. But like, let's. I just got really good at like being like, okay, now think of that city, town, place, whatever. Think of it in your mind, just picture it, and then I just want you to think of one of the letters. And I would say like this year I had like a 95% hit rate on letters, and it was probably like all like topped off by the fact that like I was able to do it for like Theo Moores and like got his letter. I don't know. I feel very confident getting people's thoughts of letters now from a word. So that's probably my biggest dub of last year. Just like I just love when you like do something that's like actually mentalism because like it is in like you are like it's just so satisfying to me to like the spectator. Like, how did you get the letter? And I'm like, I just genuinely thought you were thinking of the letter E. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I just had a feeling that you were thinking of the letter E. You know, with a couple questions, I realized like you were.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably my biggest job of last year, was just implementing that mentalism technique, and then obviously just, I mean, it was a huge year for our magic. Like working on Iris was massive. That was really, really, really satisfying. That's probably like my second biggest dub. Was just like I've never been more happy with a magic trailer than I was with the Iris magic trailer.
Mhm.
Like even though it was just like a sales video
Yeah.
in a way, I literally like sent it to my dad and I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever edited. Like I'm so proud of this."
Yeah.
So that's probably my biggest dub last those two.
Nice. Cool. Cool. My biggest L and biggest dub, kind of again, two sides of the same coin, I guess. Um, would be kind of, I guess, L. Mine is definitely not as bad as yours because it's still kind of a backhanded compliment, but missing our own award at FISM does have
Yeah, that
deserves
was pretty goofy.
deserves a mention. It's fine because it ended up being just kind of a funnier story now, but like
Mhm.
that was also just so silly that we did that.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, just go watch the video about FISM. You'll see what happened. But on the other hand, as like biggest dub, I mean, I think that definitely, if we didn't mention that, it would just be crazy, right? Like that, it was the news that like basically the Daily Magician nominated for FISM award for like,
True. What the heck? How did I literally blank that? This last year was crazy. What the heck?
and then obviously, yeah, look, somehow won it, I guess. Yeah, that was really good. Obviously, we don't want to like overblow, don't want to make it overblown like proportions of like what that means and stuff. But as we said at the time, and I'll not repeat it too much, but it definitely felt very, very, very validating because ever since we started the business, we've been, I don't want to say nobodies, but like we started the Daily Magician in 2020. I'd been working in Magic Bit before that, but we started it in 2020 and nobody knew who we were. And we had no rep. We hadn't like, there was no reason that people knew who we were or even should know who we were or care.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fine because we hadn't done anything to deserve it at that time. And it's felt like a constant uphill battle ever since. Like it's always felt like an uphill battle of like, do people
Constant imposter syndrome?
Yeah, like constant imposter syndrome, and but also at the same time a ton of work, right? And so getting to that point that we were like, hang on, this is the most prestigious competition in Magic. These are the best magicians in the world. This is kind of the pinnacle of our craft. If what we do is write an email newsletter and send it to magicians, this is like the highest, best way of like being recognized for that. So it just felt very, very, vindicating. And it's like, oh, wow, okay, there was 7 years of writing daily emails, some of them crap, by the way. But, we just kept going. And over time, they hopefully got better and better. And we're still trying to do that. But
Shout out to the OGs who read my email how a magic card got me a kiss or something. A magic trick got me a kiss. Probably the cringest email that I hope never resurfaces from the depths. But yeah, shout out to you OGs that were there for
That
that.
was that was
That's what we won the FISM for, probably.
that was a time when dropping cards on the floor had a good ending.
Little did I know what was to come.
Foreshadowing.
The foreshadowing, yeah.
But no, yeah, so that was
All right.
a big dub. And then, yeah, that was pretty much a big dub. I will say one of a huge dub that was just random, that I just think, I want to say, because I think magicians will appreciate it, is when I was doing like a little performance, impromptu, friends and such. I did like a bit of jazzing with Mnemonica, and I was like, oh, name a card, blah, blah, blah. I got lucky. Hopefully they don't watch this. But anyway, so many names, 4 clubs. And I'm like, oh, sweet, jackpot, right? And then I was thinking, okay, realistically, I should quit while I'm ahead. Like, nobody would push their luck in this situation, right? But I was like, whatever, I'm just going to push my luck. Had someone else name a card. They named 2 of hearts. Obviously, you know, if you're familiar, you know why that's good. But that was just like such a crazy dub statistically that happened. That I was like, I got to share that.
Yeah. All right. I actually have to go because Nadia is about to teach a piano lesson, and as beautiful as that'll be in the background, probably not ideal for a podcast. But thank you guys so much for listening. Please join the group. The link will be in the description. We'll maybe put it on screen as well if we have the link by that point.
Mhm.
But yeah, join the Facebook group. Vote for yourselves. We hope you enjoyed 2025 as much as we did. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for all your support. Could not have done it without you. Literally, would not have been amazing as it was without you. And yeah, we'll see you in the next podcast. Trust us, this is actually going to be regular now, so can't wait to see you.
All right, that's the pod.
Ciao.